Hey there, Jed Coburnis here from jedcoburnis.com, and today's talk therapy is all about social media addiction, and how it's going for me. Day 5 of my no notifications turned on my phone, and I have the notifications turned off, and I feel like it's something that I really need to talk about how that's going. And so I might get 30 minutes, I might get 5 minutes, who knows. But yeah, so here it goes. So talk therapy is just something that I utilize every day. Right there's my ego. I basically just talk out loud, whatever's in my mind, whatever's in my head, whatever's in my heart. I just kind of let it out, because it's one of the best ways to keep going, to keep doing what you love, to keep making sure that you're right in your truth, that I'm speaking from my truth. And then if you're operating from that truth all the time, then then you're you're on the right path. So I usually explain it like the first 10 minutes is me versus my ego. The second 10 minutes is me with my ego, and the third 10 minutes is just me at that point. But I'm getting pretty dang good at shutting down that ego, and not egotistically, but just ego, like that second voice that always tells you, oh my gosh, you don't know how to do this, or you can't, or maybe you take that as a sign, or something goes wrong, you're like, boy, that's a sign I shouldn't do this, or whatever it be. Like, you can't just, what if something goes wrong? Can you just take that as a sign that you need to figure it out, or want to figure it out, or maybe the universe is telling you don't figure it out, or just keep your awareness high, increase your awareness of what's going on. And I think that's what this does. So addiction to social media, or addiction to your phone, addiction to constantly being checking what other people are doing. I have this vision in my head lately of, what side of the phone would you rather be on? Would you rather be on the side that is recording your life and loving every moment? Or would you rather be on the other side of it, looking at your phone and watching those people record their life and loving every moment? And that's where I feel this pull to continue to have these notifications shut off on my phone, because I want to be on this side. Actually, I am now on this side. I truly am on this side of recording and taking pictures and experiencing life. and people are seeing that I'm just loving every moment, versus looking for, oh yeah, okay, this, and I'm going to like that and comment on that. And it's like, if I want to know what somebody's doing, what did I do before social media? I either called them, texted them, right? Texting was big, started to get big. Or I went and saw them, right? Like, I know I'm going old school here, like, oh my gosh, it might feel like I'm going backwards. But ultimately, if we want something, we need to reverse engineer and act like you already have it, and it will come that much faster. Because if you're good with not having it, but you want it so bad, you keep going. I know that might sound bizarre, but we sold our house, right? The same day that I texted my wife, the same day, like the morning of, I was like, hey, let's just move. Let's just move without even worrying about selling our house. If it doesn't sell, right then, we're just going to we got to get the moving process planned, and we'll go, and it'll be easier to sell the house, because then we don't have to be showing it or whatever, like leaving the house and keeping it clean. And then that day we got an offer, and it sold, right? So want it so bad, and then be okay with not having it, and be okay with, want it and have it and act like you have it so bad, and then be okay with not having it. So that's the social media thing. And in today's day 5 of that, and I just feel like between yesterday and today is pretty hard. Like, the struggle is definitely real to be intentionally checking like Facebook and Instagram, especially those two, because like I'm on Snapchat for sure because I like it. It's interacting, and even then is I don't need to watch everybody else's story because I want to see what the only people that I know, love, and trust, and that's who I care about. So no offense to anybody else, but it just comes down to the awareness of your time. And for me, like, all those notifications on my phone, I just feel like I have to check them all the time, and then like check them and erase them or whatever. But being intentional about when you check your social media is a big deal to me right now, and I think it will be for the rest of my life now, because like I social media is a tool, right? I definitely need social media and how it works, and to understand how it works, but it all comes back to what I said at the beginning of this therapy. I think is I want to be, or I am, let's put it this way, I am, you correct yourself. It's a constant correction of self-talk, but I am on the side of the phone now that people are watching me, right? And that, not watching me is like egotistically watching me, but they're watching me enjoy my life versus me just being, searching other people enjoying their lives. I think that's what social media does. It gives us an escape. It gives us, a moment to, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna, just check Facebook and see what's going on with everybody else. And you can do that, right? I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm outside of that. Like, I do that, but I'm just being way more. I'm just increasing my awareness of that, because then I basically, I shut off the notifications. So then I don't have to do that. Like, I don't have to, in my own head, I'm giving myself permission to not do that. And that's pretty dang powerful, because it's freed up a lot of my time. Like, I didn't really even think about how much I was spending time sitting there wherever I was watching this phone, and how many people would like, comment, and share, whatever. Like, I have zero expectations for anybody even watching anything that I do, and now it's even less of an expectation because of that. Like, it doesn't matter like where I am in this process, because I know that at the end of the day, like I just know that that it will be okay. Like, people will either love it or they won't. Like, that's completely okay with me. They'll either love it or they won't, and I'm pretty polarized. Like, you either love me or you don't, and I'm good with that. Like, and you don't have to love me, right? Like, that's not what I mean as far as love, but either like what I say or like my approach or not. And I think that's what it is I was constantly looking for, oh man, what's the next best thing, or what can I be doing to help people, blah blah blah. Like, I'm still in that frame of mind, because my calling is my calling, and only I can choose, and only I get to choose what that is, because I listen and it comes to me. But the other thing is I want to bring value to the marketplace, and that's what I feel like I do every day, and social media is only a piece of that, right? It's only a piece of that pie. It's a powerful piece of the pie, but it's still only a piece of it. And for me, before social media, like, I used to be one of those people that were like, oh man, why would you air everything out on Facebook, and why would you basically just tell the world your every move. Like, what did it matter? And who cares? And where did I go different with that? And I didn't say wrong. Where did I go wrong with that? I said, where did I go different with that attitude? I don't know. And I love that I don't know where I went. And that's okay. Like, you get into this, like, I think what it comes down to is an at-home business. Like, I'm not saying I'm an at-home business expert. But what I'm saying is I would say I'm a passion expert. Like, I help people believe in themselves and find their passion. But this whole internet craze, this whole social media craze, posting something and, either hoping it goes viral or trying to get famous from the internet is nuts. Like, but that's where the attention is. So this constant back and forth in my head, and that's the resistance. And day 5 is struggle, because this morning I spent probably an extra 3-4 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 3-4 minutes is a boatload of time for me to sit there and just scroll through my timeline or my news feed or whatever the heck you're calling it, whatever platform you're on. And it's just like, what am I doing? Okay, I could be doing way more productive things than that. Because being intentional about your time is huge. Being intentional about what you want to get done and what you get to choose to get done, because that's when it comes down to it. It's having the awareness to choose to get it done. and between yesterday and today, I was really struggling of, okay, I need to, should I turn them back on? Should I turn the notifications back on? Should I not turn the notifications back on? And I meditated on it, and I'm like, okay, no way. I don't need, I think what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for like the social acceptance, right? And this is just me being real. Like, this is just my struggle, my truth. This is me. Like, it didn't take me very long to get here today, because I feel it. I already feel like I'm from my center, from my truth. And this is what talk therapy is all about. Kyle Cease calls it tapping into your truth, right? Because then ideas just kind of come pouring out. And this is why I do it every day. So look up Kyle Cease. The dude's got it figured out. But yeah, so that's why I just continue to move forward no matter what. Like, even when stuff goes wrong or right, the struggle is real today. I feel like I should turn those things back on, because it's like, well, am I missing anything? Oh my gosh, but that's the ego. That's my second voice going, well, I don't know. Are you missing anything? You never know until you turn it back on. But I'm like, yeah, but I don't need those notifications turned on, because if I want to go and check it, I'll just go check it and then look at it and go, yeah, I didn't miss much, and then move on. It's just the social acceptance that I just don't care about anymore. And what's really funny is, for some reason, that I thought I cared about those for the longest time, and I just don't need them anymore. I just don't. I don't need the social acceptance. Social media kind of has brought that on to people, I think, that when you post something and you don't get likes, comments, and shares, I think it's now creating another level of maybe depression, anxiety. It's, the acceptance that maybe you didn't get in your family, your physical in-person family or relationships or whatever. And I think that's the draw to the internet, is you want that social acceptance. And the other side of it too is, you can be who you want to on the internet, and you can do what you want to, because nobody, you can be whatever you want to strangers. Like Kyle Cease said it perfectly. You can do and be how you want, because it's total strangers looking at your stuff. Like, they're total strangers. Not to be creepy, not to be, whatever it is, but it's total strangers. It's easier to post something and be how you want versus owning up to it to people who are right in there with you, who are right beside you every day because they really know you. You know, I think it's called Facebook Perfect nowadays. Like Facebook and Instagram and all of these platforms, it's one giant commercial. And that's okay. Like, it's one giant commercial. Because what happens is when you're watching somebody's news feed or you go to their profile, you don't post anything that's negative or crappy. I mean, some people do, and that's their MO or whatever, right? But when you post all of the stuff that is good about you, that's one giant highlight reel, right? It's one giant highlight reel. And that's cool. Like, if you're looking for inspiration, if you're looking for hope, if you're looking for guidance, all that fun stuff, that's what it can provide. But be intentional. And I'm talking to myself right now because this is helping me realize. Be intentional of what you're doing when you're on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Anchor, Meerkat, Periscope. I mean, all of these things. It provides a social outlet for sure. It provides an escape, yes. But be very aware of how much time that you're doing that. Because if you're saying you don't have time for other things, and you got this and this and this going on, what does that mean, right? What does that mean? It means that you're spending a lot of your time, and I say spend, right? Because time is money, and I'm not saying like monetary value, I'm just saying pay attention. If you pay attention to something, and attention is time, and time is money, you're paying somebody somehow your money. No matter what it is, no matter how it is, attention is money. Attention is money. That's what I'm saying. That's a big deal. Attention is money. Because if you pay attention, and then your attention is time, and time is money, that is a big deal. I just hit that. That's a big revelation for me. Attention is money. That's huge. Okay, I'm going to play with that today. I'm going to play with that all day today in my head. Attention is money. That's a big deal right there. Attention is money. Play that 1,000 times in your head and see what that looks like. That's what I'm going to do today. But that's a big deal. That is a huge deal to me. But talk therapy, man, this is such a cool tool that I would never ever, and all I have is an iPhone here, like an old iPhone. I hit the record button. Like, my process is I hit the record button on the phone. I email it to myself. I go to canva.com. Canva.com, you can only run it from a computer, but it's okay. Canva.com creates free images, like high quality free images. And then I put in, I make a picture, like a picture thing, right, to put in Windows Movie Maker. I take that picture, I download it, I put it on my computer, I throw the picture in Windows Movie Maker. And then I take the audio, I email it to myself, I download that, put that in Windows Movie Maker. I create the movie, then I upload it to YouTube. And then I share it out. Or anybody who wants to listen to it sure can. Like, these are for me, I just put it out there because it helps me a boatload. Sometimes I go and re-listen to it because that idea of attention is money is a big deal, and sometimes I forget. But yeah, it definitely, these talk therapy sessions, this is awesome. Like, I know I'm talking to myself right now, and I'm good with it. Like, that's what happens. Like, I may sound nuts to some people, but I don't care. Like, that's where it's at. Like, I have those notifications off, and now I feel a lot better about keeping them off because of this session. I really do. Like, being addicted to social media is a problem, and it can become a problem. But if you have your awareness, increase your awareness right away of what you're doing on social media. Like, I think when you just get into it, or like, I think of my dad. Like, my dad just got onto Facebook probably a few months back. And, I hope for him that he doesn't mean, I can't change it. Like, we're all going to go through these motions when we first, discover social media. But I hope that he doesn't get sucked into all of the, okay, I'm going to go and see what everybody else is doing. No, let's create what you want to do, right? Let's kind of keep tabs on what everybody else is doing. That's okay for the people that you know, you love, and you trust, and that's fine. But really, when it comes down to it, do it from a place of intention. Like, be intentional about what you're looking for. That's why I think Facebook's brilliant to the fact that they put that first. Like, you can go in on Facebook and say, I want to see this person's posts first, and you get 30 people to do that with. It makes sense, right? Like, they limit it to 30 because if you have more than 30 people that you really, really want to see their posts first, you don't. Human behavior just doesn't even allow that. Like, I have about 20 people. Like, I was doing everybody at first. They're like, oh yeah, I want to see everybody's posts first. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because then that defeats the purpose of that tool. But I only have about 20 people that I want to see, that I actually want to see their posts every day. And then I have to be intentional on finding other people, like looking at other people's stuff, because it's, I want to get to know them. I want to get to know what they're doing. And that's one of the best ways to do it. But being intentional on what that is and what that looks like, that also is a big deal. Versus just scrolling through you can scroll endlessly through your news feed and get that done and just waste an entire day. Been there, done that. You don't want to do that. So that's what I'm telling myself, is I don't want to do that. I feel so much better now. I'm keeping those notifications off. I'm good with it. I don't need the social acceptance. If somebody tags me, I would say one of the best ways to get my attention now is to tag me. Tag me in what you want me to see, because otherwise I don't really care. And that's not to say that I don't really care about you. That's just to say, like, I got better things to do than to scroll through Facebook and scroll through Instagram, because I'm creating my life for people who want to be on the other side of the phone and like, comment, and share on what I'm doing, because they want to do that. That feels pretty freaking cool. And that's not bragging, and that's not to say I'm better than anybody else, because it's not. It's just my awareness and my ability and my confidence and my everything, my being is just at a place where I don't need the acceptance anymore. I really don't. And I'm making that stand on day 5 of this experience. And I suppose I could be doing some kind of diary or video journal or video blog or whatever, but at this point, I'm saying day 5 in my talk therapy, because I think if I were doing this in a daily something or other, I would probably have it fizzle off, at day 18, day 20, day 40, whatever it be, because of this social acceptance that I would be looking for. So I'm not, like, my mind tells me, oh yeah, you should record this daily struggle, then people would know, love, and trust it. But my body's like, no way, right? Like, no way. Don't give that to people. Then you're just looking for more social acceptance. It sounds like it's an oxymoron. Why would you want to be that? Why would you want to be a moron? Not a moron, but anyway, yeah, it's like, why would I do that? Because that's what I've always done, right? And now I'm doing it opposite, because I'm already there. Like, I'm already loving the fact that I feel better about it, and now I know that I don't need to have these notifications on. Like, I intentionally am not checking it. I'm intentionally not being, I just think that's, and who knows, like, I vow for a year. Actually, I made a year commitment to this. 1 year commitment. And it'll probably be for the rest of my life. I don't know. And I love that I don't know how long after a year it'll be. But I'm intentionally on Facebook only a few times a day. Anybody else who would ever want to get a hold of me, my information's out there. My information's out there. Call me, text me. I even respond to Facebook message. Like I didn't shut those notifications off because that's an actual, one-on-one conversation. And that's a big deal. But I mean, for the rest of it, it's just it's constant noise. It's constant noise. And you waste a lot of time searching through that noise. So that's talk therapy today. And man, do I feel good about it. Do I feel good about... Yeah, I mean, I really do. I really feel good about what I'm doing and not having the notifications on. Like, I still have Twitter notifications on because I don't have much, not necessarily, I suppose understanding of Twitter, but like, I don't have much expectations from Twitter because Twitter, everybody checks their Twitter, but Twitter's still kind of like the unknown. I don't even think Twitter knows what they're doing yet. I mean, they do, obviously, because they've gotten huge and everybody's on it and blah, 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 but like, yeah, I have my notifications on for Twitter, but I don't scroll through Twitter because their news feed type thing, their algorithm isn't exact, and I just see a whole bunch of random stuff on my Twitter thing. So I don't even waste a lot of time on it, but the one thing that I do know is everybody still checks Twitter. Everybody definitely still checks their Twitter account. Like celebrities check Twitter because, think about the behavior of Twitter. Nobody's saying, hey, check my, like on TV even. They're like, don't say, go to my Snapchat. They're starting to, but they still say Facebook page and Twitter page. So every celebrity, like the news, like now news anchors have their own, Twitter handle and stuff like that, and they're still saying, check my Twitter handle, like the Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Like those are the only two you hear about. So that's why I have my Twitter notifications turned on, just in case. And I don't even check it that often, but I have the notifications on, so that's the other part of it. And I know now I'm rambling, but this is really me. Like, this is funny because it's just in my mind. This is my mind, just always. This is my mind because it just moves and does and moves and does and thinks and does and moves and thinks, and now we do this and do that. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's me. 100% all me. But, anything that I do is always on my website, jedcobernitz.com. Like, that's where it's at. That's what I do. That's where you can find everything of who I am, what I do, my passion. Like, right now, my passion is always just to help as many people as I can. But now I've really focused in on who is my target market. Who do I want to work with? It's people that are committed to one entire year to themselves. Like, if you can't commit to that, if you're not ready in your head, then I'm okay with that. And I feel a little resistance to that, yes, saying that, because, oh my gosh, what about the people who, everybody, but being in full understanding of who I want to work with feels right too. Like, my mind tells me it's my resistance, but my body says, yes, you are ready for fully committed people to themselves. Like, you are ready for that. And I am. I'm ready for people who are committed to one full year and then actually more. Like, it's almost going to take 2 years. And regardless of what that, looks like for financial, like, if you want a happier life, a healthier life, a life of a lifetime of, of memories, of just complete bliss and happiness, then you got to commit to it. Like, if you're not 90 days this and 100 days that, no thanks. No thanks. I'm good with not working with you. There's plenty of programs out there for you. But if you're committed to 1 year plus, oh yeah, let's talk. I want to work with you. And we can talk about what that looks like. So jedcobernitz.com, if you're looking for free information of what I find, of what I experience, of what I have, my education, and I give that away every day. jedcobernitz.com/newsletter. Daily messages. Hit tips, hints, tricks, weight loss, anything, right? Everything that I've done so far, I give it away for free. People call me nuts, but I'm good with it. And as always, if you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to start believing in yourself. Stay safe out there. Be blessed. Bye for now.